It's the first day of school for Jamal, and already things are taking a turn for the worse. Walking through the halls, he feels the stares and whispers of students who are curious about the new kid. But it's not just the curiosity that's making Jamal nervous. It's the group of bullies who've already set their sights on him. "Hey, new kid," one of them sneers, blocking his path. "You look like you could use some friends. How about you give us a little something, and we'll make sure no one bothers you?" Jamal tries to ignore the taunts, but the pressure is building. These aren't just any bullies, these are the school's top dogs. They think they can push anyone around and get what they want. But what they don't know is that Jamal isn't just any kid. He's a state karate champion, a secret he's kept to himself. As they demand money from him, Jamal feels the weight of the situation building up. Will he give in to the bullies, or is there more to Jamal than meets the eye? With every second that passes, the tension grows, leaving Jamal with an impossible decision. What will happen next? Stay tuned for the unexpected showdown. Jamal's heart races as the bullies continue to crowd him, their faces twisted in smug grins. He can feel the eyes of other students on him, some watching with silent amusement, others pretending not to notice. He's new here, and already they've marked him as an easy target. But what they don't know is that Jamal's life has never been about fitting in or taking things lying down. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, he learned early that words could hurt, but fists could hurt even more. His mother always told him to use his strength wisely, that violence should only be a last resort. But now, with these bullies demanding money and pushing him to his limit, he wonders just how much longer he can hold back. The weight of their words feels like a storm cloud hanging over him. He never imagined his first day at this school would be like this. The leader of the bullies, a tall guy named Chris, steps forward, cracking his knuckles. "What's it gonna be, Jamal? You're gonna pay up, or we'll make you regret it." His tone is menacing, and the others laugh, egging him on. Jamal's mind races. He could walk away, he could report them, but something about this moment makes him hesitate. There's a strange feeling in the pit of his stomach, like the calm before a storm. What would happen if he stood up to them? The silence between them stretches, and Jamal feels the tension building, just waiting to snap. Jamal's fingers curl into fists at his sides, but he doesn't strike, yet. His mind flashes back to his training, the hours spent in the dojo, perfecting his form and learning discipline. His karate instructor always said that real strength wasn't about fighting. It was about knowing when not to. But right now, Jamal can't help but feel the heat rise inside him. He's tired of being pushed around, tired of being the new kid, always trying to fit into a world that never seemed to want him. Chris steps closer, his breath heavy with the smell of cheap cologne and arrogance. "What's it gonna be, huh? You've got a few seconds to make your move. Don't make this harder than it has to be." The crowd of students begins to grow, whispering among themselves, and Jamal can hear them. They want a show. They want to see what happens next, as if his fate is just another form of entertainment. But the more they stare, the more Jamal realizes this isn't just about him. This is about showing everyone that he's not afraid. Not anymore. Out of the corner of his eye, he notices someone standing by the hallway, Tina, a girl from his science class. She's watching the scene unfold, but her gaze isn't filled with amusement like the others. Instead, there's something different. Sympathy? Concern? Jamal can't tell. She knows what it's like to feel like an outsider too. Chris notices the brief distraction and scoffs. "What's wrong, new kid? You gonna let her make you soft?" He pushes Jamal's shoulder, knocking him off balance. The crowd laughs, egging him on, but Jamal's resolve hardens. The world seems to slow down, and he feels like he's on the edge of something, a choice that could change everything. His thoughts race, torn between showing restraint and letting his fists speak for him. His breathing is steady, but the storm inside him is growing stronger. What happens if he stands his ground? Will it only make things worse? Or is this his chance to prove to himself and to everyone around him that he's more than just a target? Jamal's pulse pounds in his ears. His fingers twitch, itching for a release. Chris is right there, so close, his mocking grin just a breath away. The taunts keep coming, each one sharper than the last, like blades digging into Jamal's resolve. You think you're tough, don't you? You think you can stand up to me? The crowd tightens around them, a circle closing in. Jamal's eyes flicker to Tina again. She's still watching, her eyes wide, as if she can't decide whether to step in or turn away. She knows he can fight, but does she know what kind of fight this really is? The kind that doesn't end with just fists, the kind that changes who you are, who everyone sees you as. Chris shoves him again, harder this time. Jamal stumbles, but doesn't fall. His breath hitches as his mind races. Should he give in, play it safe, walk away like nothing happened? But the thought makes him sick. Every inch of his body screams that this moment matters. It's not just about standing up to Chris. It's about standing up for himself, for the kid who's always held back, always kept quiet. His eyes snap back to Chris, who's smirking, his fists clenched like he's ready to throw the first punch. Jamal's muscles tighten, his body coiling like a spring. The room is still, too still, and Jamal feels every pair of eyes on him. A breath catches in his throat. This is it. His decision will echo beyond this moment. For a split second, everything blurs. The faces of the bullies, the whispers, the pressure of expectations, it all fades. It's just him, standing alone in a sea of uncertainty. Then, a voice cuts through the tension. It's quiet, but it's there. You don't have to do this, Jamal. Tina. She steps closer, her voice calm but firm. The crowd parts slightly, but her words hang in the air. Jamal's chest tightens, a mix of gratitude and dread. She's right. He doesn't have to do this. But something in his gut tells him that walking away now would mean losing a part of himself. As Chris sneers at Tina, Jamal knows the moment has arrived. A choice. The room waits. The air is thick. And then, without warning, everything changes. The silence that follows Tina's words is deafening. Jamal can feel the weight of it all, every eye, every breath, every heartbeat counting down to the moment of choice. He stands there, his body tensed, muscles ready but unsure. It feels like everything is on the line. Just as Jamal opens his mouth to respond, the unexpected happens. From the back of the crowd, a voice cuts through the tension, sharp and unexpected. What's going on here? Everyone turns, their attention snapping to the newcomer. A tall figure steps into the circle. It's Mr. Matthews, the school's security guard. His presence instantly shifts the mood, and for a moment, the bullies hesitate. But it's not his authority that catches Jamal off guard, it's the look in his eyes. Mr. Matthews' gaze lands on Jamal, and for a second, Jamal sees something flicker in his eyes. Recognition. Everything okay, Jamal? Mr. Matthews asks, his tone low but strangely pointed. Jamal's stomach tightens. How does Mr. Matthews know his name? He's barely been here a day. The bullies, on the other hand, instantly shift, their attitude changing. They know Mr. Matthews isn't someone to mess with, but the way they quickly step back suggests something deeper. A connection maybe, or fear. Chris smirks, a forced laugh escaping his lips. Nothing, just a little misunderstanding. We're cool, right, Jamal? Jamal stares at Chris, his mind racing. Something feels off. It's like the bullies knew Mr. Matthews would show up, like they were waiting for him. But why? The pieces don't add up, and a growing sense of unease gnaws at him. What's really going on here? The tension in the air thickens. Jamal looks at Mr. Matthews, who's still watching him closely, almost studying him. There's something in his eyes that makes Jamal question everything. The strange feeling deepens. Is this just another attempt to control him? Or is there more beneath the surface? As the crowd begins to disperse, Jamal knows he can't ignore this. Not anymore. The stakes have just been raised, and Jamal is left wondering, who can he trust? Jamal's mind is racing as Mr. Matthews steps closer, his heavy boots echoing on the linoleum floor. The crowd of students begins to melt away, their curiosity satisfied for now, but the weight of the moment lingers. Jamal can feel the tension building, like the calm before the storm. He has to figure this out. Why does Mr. Matthews seem so familiar? Why do the bullies back off so quickly when he arrives? The security guard stops a few feet away from Jamal, his gaze still sharp, as if weighing him. "You okay?" Mr. Matthews asks again, his voice softer this time, almost too calm. Jamal opens his mouth to speak, but before he can, Chris interrupts, shifting uncomfortably. "Yeah, we're good. Just a little misunderstanding," he says again, his voice less confident than before. His friends are starting to glance at each other, uneasy. Jamal looks at Mr. Matthews, and the unease in his chest only grows. There's something in the air, a flicker of recognition, a feeling that things are about to come crashing down. "I don't know what's going on here," Jamal finally says, his voice steady. "But this doesn't feel right." For a moment, Mr. Matthews doesn't respond. He simply looks at Jamal, his expression unreadable. Then the unthinkable happens. Mr. Matthews turns to the bullies, his face hardening. "You've been warned before, Chris," he says in a low, menacing tone. Chris freezes. "What? Where?" "You've been warned," Mr. Matthews repeats, his voice cold, cutting through the air. "You and your crew are done. No more intimidation. You're out." Jamal's jaw drops. What is happening? The bullies look stunned, their smirks gone, replaced by genuine fear. Chris opens his mouth, trying to say something, but the words die in his throat. He can't argue with Mr. Matthews, not with that tone, that authority. Then, just as Jamal was about to ask what's going on, Mr. Matthews turns to him, his eyes softening for the first time. "You don't need to fight your battles alone, Jamal. You never did." Jamal's confusion deepens. What does that mean? Before he can ask, Mr. Matthews walks away, calling for backup from the other security staff, leaving the bullies standing there, silent and defeated. The moment feels surreal, like everything he thought he knew just shifted. As Jamal turns to Tina, hoping for some clarity, he notices something strange. She's smiling, but there's something hidden behind her eyes. "You handled that well," she says quietly, "but it's not over yet." Jamal furrows his brow. "What do you mean?" Tina steps closer, lowering her voice. "You don't know who Mr. Matthews really is, do you?" Before Jamal can respond, Tina's expression changes. She leans in, whispering, "He was your mother's friend. He's been watching over you since you got here. You're not just another new kid in this school." Jamal's world spins. His mind races back to the moments before everything escalated. Mr. Matthews' recognition, the subtle way the bullies backed down. Was this all part of something bigger? Something planned? The revelation hits him like a punch to the gut. The tension from earlier, the uneasy feeling he couldn't shake, it all makes sense now. The story he thought was about standing up to a few bullies is so much deeper. And as the weight of the truth settles in, Jamal realizes he's just beginning to uncover the secrets surrounding him, secrets that could change everything. Jamal stands frozen, absorbing Tina's words. His mind feels like it's been hit with a tidal wave of confusion and shock. He's just begun to make sense of what happened today, and now there's so much more to this story. Mr. Matthews, his mother's old friend. The way the bullies backed off so easily, could it all have been planned? His thoughts swirl as he takes a slow breath, trying to steady himself.